Did you guys know that maintaining proper humidity in your reptile's enclosure can be the determining factor between having a healthy pet reptile or a struggling one? Humidity is absolutely crucial for reptiles to maintain proper body functions. This is including but not limited to hydration and shedding, respiratory health, reproduction, and thermoregulation. Today, I'm inviting you guys to join me, Stephanie of newlightpets, and my friend Zeppelin here to learn various ways to maintain a humid environment for your scaly friend. Humidity is a common issue found in the reptile keeping community, and many keepers struggle with it, myself included. I live in Colorado, where it is notoriously a very dry climate, so I find myself fighting with humidity on a regular basis. However, I have discovered some ways to help me be more successful at maintaining the right humidity for my pets, and I'm going to share those with you today. First off, and most importantly, make sure you are doing your research for your exact species to make sure, hi Zeppelin, to make sure you know exactly what the right humidity range is for your exact species. You also want to make sure their environment is fully established and set up before you bring your reptile home, and make sure those proper humidity levels are already in place. Secondly, here are some good tried and true methods that you can do to make sure that your reptile has the perfect humidity that they need. Number one, I would definitely recommend investing in a quality PVC enclosure, especially for a very tropical species, something like a ball python. PVC just notoriously really holds in that humidity a lot better than something like a glass terrarium. I personally love brands like Dubia and Zen Habitats. I also use EcoFlex and PhyloZoo, but there are a lot of different brands that you can look into that do make PVC quality enclosures for reptiles. My next suggestion would be to make sure that you are picking out a good substrate for your animal as well. Something that's going to really retain that moisture and that humidity. I really like to use coconut fiber in mine, or Repti-Chip. You can also do things like add moss and leaf litter, and these things will help you maintain that humidity. Make sure you are doing research once again for your exact species to make sure that they have a substrate that is going to work well with them. Something like aspen bedding or sand would not be ideal for a tropical species like a ball python. Make sure you are choosing a substrate that is for a tropical species if you have a high humidity animal. Third, you will also be needing to obviously mist your enclosure, sometimes multiple times a day, just depending on what your humidity levels are at. This also leads me to suggest that you get a good digital hygrometer in your enclosure so that you know what your humidity levels are at all times. So misting in the morning and at night is going to be the most natural for your animal. Sometimes if it's very dry here for me, I will be doing it multiple times a day, sometimes 3 times a day. You can also install a misting or fogging automatic system. I have used these in the past for my frogs, and it's great. You don't even have to think about it. Your enclosures are just automatically misted. However, make sure you are investing in a good brand for that as well, because a lot of times they will get clogged up and then break. Fourth, I would suggest using live plants in your enclosure if you can. I know a lot of animals can be very hard on them, like snakes. So I tend to do a combination of live and fake plants, but live plants do breathe out moisture, so they are going to really help contribute to that humidity level. Of course, when choosing live plants, also make sure you are researching and choosing a plant that will work well with your animal, especially an animal that might nibble at it. Make sure it's safe for them and that you are removing all of the soil and fertilizer before putting that in their enclosure. My fifth suggestion, and one of my favorites, is to saturate your substrate. Not just go in there and mist the enclosure, but actually add water to your substrate on a consistent basis. So I like to go in and just dump water into my animal's substrate and mix it around. You don't want it to be sopping wet. You just want it to have a sticky consistency. So get in, get your hands dirty, and add moisture to their substrate. It will help tremendously. The last recommendation I have is to also provide your animal with a humid hide. It may be challenging to really keep those humidity levels perfect at all times throughout the day, although you should certainly try. However, you can give them little pockets of microclimates, especially when your animal is going into shed. Having that humid hide will provide them with what they need to have a successful shed and stay healthy and find that humidity when they really need it. This can be as simple as using something like a Tupperware bowl with a hole cut out and adding either moist paper towel or moss or coconut fiber, and that way they have that little spot full of moisture and humidity to keep them healthy. I also really like to use the Zilla rock hides. I think they look nice and natural in enclosures, but they are a bit more pricey. So using something like a Tupperware bowl is easy, and you can buy that at the dollar store. Overall, it does take quite a bit of work and effort to maintain a humid environment, especially if you're somewhere dry. And it's very possible that this is going to be a daily maintenance thing for you. I know it is a minimum of twice a day maintenance for me. However, it is essential for the well-being of your animal, and your pet will thank you in the long run, and you will have a healthy, happy creature. I know this is a short one today, but hopefully this helped you with a few tips to keep your animal healthy. I would love to hear other people's strategies, so in the comments below, let me know what you do to maintain the proper humidity for your pets. If you'd like to learn more about specific species, I do have a lot of other care guide videos about a variety of different reptiles as well, so make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. I do put out weekly pet care videos, and until next time, you guys take care.